Very good cover. So I'd just like to call on the best man to come forward, please. Alright. Yes! Okay, just firstly I'd just like to say for all the Oaks that made it to the Bachelors, yes, I had such a joy that weekend and my brother did too. I think there's two guys who enjoyed it a lot more than others, that they actually found out that they have a new profession. Johan is going to become a builder now, because when he came back from Flamingos, he decided to try and rearrange the, what do you call it? The ceiling, the doorway. Unfortunately, he walked into it and basically he's going to become a very good builder. And Jade over there. Anyways, yeah, that looks a lot better. But anyways, yeah, Jade is going to become a dietitian because he actually found out that by drinking copious amounts of Jägermeister, you can actually get food poisoning. Food poisoning. Alrighty. So, let's get started. Okay, I'd just like to say, Kat and Sarah, I'm really honored to be standing here. Thanks for trusting me to this task, and I honestly can't be happier for the both of you. Sarah tried to make sure that my speech was appropriate and kept reminding me to toast the bridesmaids and tell them how good they look, so let's just get that out of the way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now, luckily there's a hospital nearby because all these guys have got whiplash from looking around. So, anyways, I'd like everyone just to quickly raise their glasses to the bridesmaid. That they look absolutely stunning tonight. I'm sure you all agree. Yes. Right. So, excuse me, I hope you guys don't mind me using key cards, but I really want this to be a good speech. Because my brother told me that if I do a good job here, I can be the best man at his next wedding also. So, alright, so there comes a time, a moment in everyone's life where they meet someone who turns the whole world upside down and changes things forever. For Gert, that moment came 23 years ago on the 16th of April. That's when I was born. Right. Gert and I, we were like two little birds in a nest, constantly fighting for food, space and attention. Unfortunately for me, Gert had a 5-year head start. My brother had an opportunity to end this competition when I was about 4 years old. I fell into our swimming pool, and naively, he decided to save my life. Big mistake, bud. So as I gained strength each day, I called the shots by the time I was in grade 1. It was at this stage that my brother tried to correct his earlier mistake of saving me by building a foofy slide in our backyard. He was a cub and had been on many of those lame little camps where they tie knots and stuff. So I trusted him when he said, "Jacques, I promise you, you won't fall. If you do, I will catch you." I fell out the tree that day, and the only thing that caught me was a sharp pain in my arse. And I'll never forget his attempt on my life. Revenge, however, revenge came swiftly. I had a BB gun that I put to good use one morning. A leopard crawled into Gert's room and unleashed a hail of fire onto his back. He naturally cried like a little girl and called my dad for reinforcements. My ass cheeks were later warmly greeted by my dad's belt, and it was at this stage that I realized that my mom was my only ally left. If you just look at Gert, you can see that he's never missed a meal in his life before. So naturally our next tussle came over a packet of sweets. We were driving home when the fight erupted, and to solve the dispute, my mom grabbed the sweets out of my brother's hand and threw it out the window. I felt so betrayed. My mom had now become neutral and I was all alone in the war on terror. I had to change strategy. So I attempted a truce one morning by joining Gert on a walk around the plot with his new Daisy air rifle. We suddenly came up on some birds, and before I could say a word, a morsie lay dead on the ground. Realizing what had just happened, my brother fell to the ground and cried like a little baby. So did I. It was at this stage and this emotional experience that brought us together. So I just got something for my brother and I quickly. Since we became good hunting partners ever since, this is my wedding gift to you. So, I can still hear him saying to my mom, I didn't aim at him, he flew into the bullet. You've never been a good liar. We were now a solid team and watched each other's backs at school. My brother was a victim of severe bullying. And so one day, he and a friend grabbed the bully and called in the muscle. I wasn't allowed to leave the grade 1 quad, but I couldn't allow my new hunting partner to come home with another black eye. I made my way to where the grade 6s hung out. Gert was holding this guy's hands behind his back and I punched this guy in the stomach as hard as I could. He dropped like a sack of potatoes. And no one messed with my brother ever again. That was based on a true story, but here comes the real true story. The truth is, Gert was the shot put champion of the school. No one bullied him. He was the bully. He held this guy's hands behind his back and told me to punch him in the stomach. And I would have done anything my brother told me. Needless to say, he still dropped like a sack of potatoes. And I was in trouble with the aftercare teacher. Our relationship went sour again when Gert decided to go hunting without me. I would normally have just let it go, but he decided to go hunting in our bird aviary. After hearing a few shots, I quickly ran outside to find my beautiful canary lying dead on the ground. His name was Fatty. He who laughs last, laughs the loudest, and that would be me, of course. My bro and I used to watch movies together, and we would take it in turns to decide what movie we were going to watch. As we were waiting in the lines, all my brother's friends rolled in. It was either George of the Jungle or Free Willy. Remember this? No, you're going to laugh. All of his friends were going to watch George of the Jungle, and it was my turn to decide. So I still remember him saying, "Please, Jacques, George, Papas, and everyone are going to watch George of the Jungle." Fatty was smiling down at me from heaven that day. As the only thing my brother saw for the next 2 hours was a killer whale on my smile. We moved to Cape Town and Gert continued hunting on his own, but this time larger prey. I was called into the principal's office one day where he held a clenched fist in front of me like this. Mr. Don and I were tight mates, so I thought he was greeting me, so unfortunately I was wrong. He asked me if I knew what he was holding in his hand, and I had no clue what the guy was on about. He opened his hand and plus minus 20 yellow BB gun bullets fell to the ground. Turns out, trophy hunter Gert was shooting BB gun bullets through a blowpipe up at the primary school kids who innocently sat and waited for their parents to come pick them up. Luckily, we watched me shoot on the plot because the residents in 7th Avenue never complained about noisy kids ever again. I think that could have been the first time he got Sarah in his sights, and this is proof that love does indeed hurt. Or did it, Sarah? Yeah, my last story I need to share took place in 2006. We went overseas to Holland for my Oma's birthday. We flew on KLM, and that's the airline, KLM, and these air hostesses. Alexa. They were almost as beautiful as the bridesmaids are here tonight, but almost. Anyways, the one came over and asked us to kindly close our window shutter. We were somewhere over Central Africa at this time, so my brother called the air hostess over and asked, "Is it because of the rebel missile sites so they don't shoot us down?" After myself and Catherine laughed ourselves into a stupor, she said that it was just so that the people don't wake up when the sun rises. It's true what they say, there's no such thing as a stupid question, only stupid people. was speaking to Philippa, Sarah's mom, earlier, and I asked her what she thinks about Sarah getting married. She almost burst into tears and said, it seems like just the other day she was going to bed with a dummy. It's quite funny how history repeats itself. I've always looked up to you, and not only because you are taller than me. Your values, morals and work ethic have always been something to be proud of. It was always cool being able to brag about you at school. You always set a good example for me and have contributed to who I am and where I am today more than you know. You also have a really nice car. And to be honest, I still can't believe this is happening. You can't even talk to girls, so I don't even know how you convinced Sarah to marry you. But anyways, Sarah, I've been fortunate enough to have gone to school with you, sang with you, beat you at tennis, and served under you when you were the dictator of Fisher Primary. You're honest, kind, caring, fair, and you always laugh at my jokes. You also make my brother happy in ways that I never could. Good luck at being a Van Velzer. You'll be called Van Wyk, Van Zyl, Van Zelzer. I was once called Jacques 5000 once. But I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. I've done a fair bit of third wheeling in my time, and I must admit, being your third wheel has been the most enjoyable. You look really stunning tonight, Sarah, and it is a really, really sad day for all the single men here. Tonight, there's another beauty is off the available list. For all the single ladies here tonight, I'm sure it's just another day for you. So, I love you both so much, and I was going to toast you guys, but I was a bit confused. It was actually the bridesmaids that I was supposed to toast. But anyways, to love, laughter, and happy ever after.